Hello, happy Tuesday. This is Darren Roberts, Master Trainer at Impact Training Corporation and the Abundance Accelerant. Welcome to the Tuesday Tickle and Tick, show number 26. Today, learners are earners, or are they? I've been given some new information recently which challenges that, and because of that, I'm going to give you 3 tips on how you can maximize your learning and that of your team as well. You know, we've heard for years that learners are earners and earners are learners, and that readers are leaders, but that is changing depending on how you learn and what you're learning. I was at a business event just recently, which is TEC, T-E-C, the Executive Connection, and I'm fortunate to attend there most months. And it's a group of CEOs and business people and leaders that get together to teach each other and help each other. And I'm actually fortunate enough to present there next month. But the presenter this month was David Bartnick, and he's the principal of InnovaStrat Australia, and he was talking about disruptive technologies. Now, we know that technology is moving us forward, but also disrupting us in many ways as well. And recently it's been blue collar industries, hasn't it? Things like production and manufacturing that has been taken over by technology. Well, David was letting us know that the white collar industries are now going to be taken over as well. Things like accounting and legal services and even medical services to many degrees. Who would have thought that there'd be social media experts, which are everywhere now? Who would have thought that that industry would exist just 5 or 10 years ago? So David's research showed that those that are attending university over the next 5 years, over 60% of the jobs that they would get after university do not even exist yet. Over 60% of the jobs that these people that go to university over the next 5 years, when they graduate, they will graduate into jobs that do not even exist yet. That's how fast it's going to move. So no more do we go to university or get educated to get a job and we stay in that job for our life. We know that. And he was saying, you go to university to learn how to learn. You don't go to university to learn how to get a job, because those jobs are going to be changing. You go to the university to learn how to learn. So it got me thinking, what are we learning? What are you learning? What do I need to improve my learning? And what are the 3 things that help you with your learning that you may not be aware of? You know, if you're past the age of 40 and you're not learning regularly, it makes it really hard to learn something new when that arises. So we need to be consistently learning. Yeah, okay, so we're here to talk about business and lifestyle, but what about something that just challenges you? Have you never played golf? So maybe it's learning a golf swing. Maybe it's learning a musical instrument or arts or some sort of new skill. What are you learning? Or what would you like to learn? Because I might be able to introduce you to someone that can help you learn that. So throw in the comments below, what are you currently learning? Are you reading? Are you listening? Or whatever the case might be. And what would you like to learn? What's a new skill you would like to learn? So I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to maximize your learning. And it's things that we use when I'm teaching groups new skills for their business or their communication or their lifestyle. The first is VAK, V-A-K, stands for visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. So there's 3 ways that we can learn. Visually, we can see pictures and colors and things moving. Auditory, we can listen to someone teaching us or to our podcast, for instance. And kinesthetically, we like to create an emotional life. We like to have things in our hands. We like to interact with other people for that kinesthetic learning. Now, most of us need 2 of those 3 things to learn really effectively and maintain the information. So what is it for you? You need to be aware. We all need to be aware for ourselves. Are we visual, auditory, or kinesthetic? Or what combination of that do we need to learn really effectively? Secondly, it's repetition. A leader of mine once said, it's much better to read one book 300 times and implement versus reading 300 books and never implementing. And I see it quite regularly, is that we're listening to podcasts and reading a new book, and if we can just move on to the new book, we feel that we've done a good job. But are we implementing? So repetition is the key when we're learning new skills. In fact, the 3rd thing on that theme is the process of 7. Us as humans, we need to hear see or do something at least 6 times to retain 62% of the information. So that repetition model is vitally important to build a neural pathway in our brain so that we can perform that skill that we've learnt without putting too much thought into it. So firstly, we need to follow some sort of instruction and it feels a bit robotic. Then we need to refer to that instruction but try and ad-lib it and make it our own. And thirdly, we need to do it off by heart and make it autonomous. So role play, practice, drill, rehearse, whatever skill you're learning at least 6 times, then distract yourself. Go and do something else for 5 minutes, go and boil the coffee and then come back and do it one more time and try and do it off by heart. When you're that last time, that 7th time you can do it off by heart without fluffing it, you know you've got that skill. And then it's just a matter of maintaining that skill as you go through. So the 3 tips: are you visual, auditory or kinesthetic, and what combination of that do you need to learn best? Make sure you pick a skill or pick a task and lots of repetition on that one skill until you can do it automatically. And the rule of 6 + 1, 7. We need to hear, see or do something at least 6 times to retain 62% of the information, then distract yourself and then try and do it off by heart again with that skill. If you can do that, you know you have got that neural pathway going. So let's make sure we're learning regularly. I'd love you to put in the comments below, what are you learning currently, or what would you like to learn? Because I might be able to introduce you to someone that can teach you the exact same thing or have a discussion with you about what you're trying to learn. So get out there and learn. Let's future-proof our careers and our businesses and be ahead of the disruptive technologies. And I look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday for the Tuesday Tickle and Tick. Bye for now.